Good. Give her a hand, would you? Thank you. Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you. Thank you for coming. We're going to appropriately acknowledge and give a very well-deserved send-off to Brucey, as I always called him, who had a major and tremendous impact on many, many people, which may be quite unknown. I'm Alan Hollander. I've known Bruce for 30 years. He's a friend and someone I had a really close bond with for lots of reasons. Thanks, Judd, Ryan, family, for giving me the chance to do this. I appreciate it. I want to tell you a quick little story. I was thinking about Bruce, of course, recently. I was reminded of a fascinating book that I read about 10 years ago. It strangely had nothing to do, it had to do with probability. And it was the likelihood that an unpredicted event would take place. And so, the author was one of these super mega analytical mathematicians and geniuses. I think I even recommended the book to Bruce at the time. It was called The Black Swan, having absolutely nothing to do with the Natalie Portman movie. Completely separate. A black swan, in this context, has to do with a very improbable event. So, at one point in the book, this is why I was thinking about Bruce, he talks about how, despite the enormous pool of talented and capable people there are in the world, in many, many different areas, a very, very small percentage, very few people, these are the black swans, actually gain recognition or become known in various fields of endeavor. If you look at the percentages, it's fascinating. In business, how many people can you name that are extremely well known, that have achieved greatness, real greatness? You know, you'll probably, start with Bill Gates and Steve Jobs and mention and a few others, but the list is quite short. In any art form, musicians, authors, whatever area, great artists, you have a very small percentage of people in those fields who are known for their accomplishments. If you compare this, though, to the number of people out there who do extraordinary, amazing things, that percentage is just, it's minuscule. So there are these thousands and thousands of people that we never hear about. And that includes individuals who perform real acts of heroism. We just never hear about them. You know, they don't have publicists. You know, you walk into a library and look at the 1,000 or 10,000 books and read through the names of the authors and see how many you recognize. That's a way to look at it. You know, there are very few who perform great feats who are broadly recognized and acknowledged. Well, Bruce happened to be one of those people that few ever knew achieved a level of brilliance and expertise that in my 40 years of doing what he did, I have never seen. he could have been justifiably and appropriately on the cover of any major business publication. He could have been on the cover of Fortune magazine. He could have. He could have been a feature story in the Wall Street Journal. He could have been in the Guinness Book of Records, actually. This is not. I am not exaggerating the point. He was remarkable. Those of you who worked with him and know what he did would really understand this. The truth is, he didn't care. He didn't care. He didn't care about that. He cared much more about the people for whom he was doing things. That really was the way he was. He took over. The story on this is that Bruce took over sales for a company that I owned previously and I had sold. And I was asked to help train him and get him oriented and acclimated to handle the sales in the company. And he became what is now a terribly overused word. It's what we call somebody when we want to over acknowledge them for something, and they do like a little thing that's kind of cool, and you go, "Whew, you're a beast." Bruce was a beast. He was a legitimate, ferocious beast. He really was. He single-handedly kept this company alive for at least a decade. 24? Thank you. 24 years. I mean, seriously, he did this. He was remarkable. And for that reason, he was a hero. Every single person in that company, every family member that counted on a paycheck to cover their bills, their mortgages, whatever it was, they owe him a massive amount of gratitude. He was like, he was kind of like a character out of a Daniel Silva novel. You know Daniel Silva? Vince Flynn? The Mossad assassins, they're amazing, you know. Anyway, he was like that, except he wasn't assassinating anybody. He was going out, he would go out, and with such enormous kindness, I look at this photo of Bruce, and of course, you know, if I saw him, I would pinch him on the cheek and go, "Dude, I love your punim." Jewish word for beautiful face. And he, with incredible kindness and fun, this mischievous, great fun that you would experience when you were around with him, people to whom he would present and sell would get that. They'd get it. But it wasn't like it would happen once in a while. It wasn't an anomaly. It happened over and over and over and over again, and he never stopped doing it. Now, I've done this. I know what it's like. And after 5 years of doing it, I couldn't do it anymore. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't stand it. So he did 5 times more, which I think is just, it's beyond amazing. Anyway, and week after week, what would happen was these people would pay him, his customers, they'd pay him every week. Each person would pay him tens of thousands of dollars every week, and he would just be out there doing this. And that's what he did. And it was just, it was extraordinary. And he had lifelong impact on people. You look at the multiples. You know, you think about when you own a business or a company of any kind, even if you have 3 employees who have wives and a few kids, add the numbers up of the people you're being responsible for, you know. And he funded this entire company and the people with whom he worked and impacted thousands of lives. I'm not overstating it. I'm actually, in thinking about it, I'm somewhat awed by what he did, and I just wanted to share this with you and tell you what this guy actually did. What's amazing, though, is if you pressed him on it and you asked him about it, he would say he would rarely talk about it. He was pretty humble. So I'm here to thank him for what he did and acknowledge what he did for that amounted to many, many thousands of people being helped, not to mention his great family. He had a heroic career professionally and as an individual. And I will tell you this, I can't wait to run into him again because I'm going to be hiring him. Okay, thank you. We're going to see a video that the family has prepared now. Thank you.
Here's a wishing well. Here's a penny for any thought it is that makes you smile. Every diamond dream, everything that brings love and happiness to your life.
Here's a rabbit's foot, take it when you go, so you'll always know you're safe from harm. Wear your ruby shoes when you're far away, so you'll always stay home in your heart. You'll always have a lucky star that shines because of what you are, even in the deepest dark, because your aim is true. And if I could only have one wish, darling, then it would be this: love and happiness for you. Here's a spinning wheel, use it once you've learned. There's a way to turn the straw to gold. Here's a rosary, count on every bead with a prayer to keep the hope you hold. You'll always have a lucky star that shines because of what you are, even in the deepest dark, because your aim is true. And if I could only have one wish, darling, then it would be love and happiness for you. And if I could only have one wish, darling, then it would be Touchdown in the land of the Delta Blues, in the middle of the pouring rain. W.C. Handy, won't you look down over me? Yeah, I got a first-class ticket, but I'm as blue as a boy can be. Then I'm walking in Memphis, just walking with my feet 10 feet off a beam. Walking in Memphis, but do I really feel the way I feel? Saw the ghost of Elvis on Union Avenue, followed him up to the gates of Graceland, and I watched him walk right through. Now security, they did not see him, they just hovered round his tomb. But there's a pretty little thing waiting for the king down in the jungle room. When I was walking in Memphis, I was walking with my feet 10 feet off a beam. Walking in Memphis, but do I really feel the way I feel? They've got catfish on the table, they've got gospel in the air, and Reverend Green, be glad to see you when you haven't got a prayer. But boy, you got a prayer in Memphis. Now Muriel plays piano every Friday at the Hollywood, and they brought me down to see her, and they asked me if I would do a little number, and I sang with all my might. She said, tell me, are you a Christian child? And I said, ma'am, I am tonight. Walking in Memphis, was walking with my feet 10 feet off a beam. Walking in Memphis, but do I really feel the way I feel? Walking in Memphis, I was walking with my feet 10 feet off a beam. Walking in Memphis, but do I really feel the way I feel? Put on my blue suede shoes and I boarded the plane. Touchdown in the land of the Delta Blues, in the middle of the pouring rain. Touchdown in the land of the Delta Blues, in the middle of the pouring rain.
Just yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone. Suzanne, the plans they made put an end to you. I walked out this morning and I wrote down this song. I just can't remember who to send it to. I've seen fire and I've seen rain, I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend, but I always thought that I'd see you again. Won't to look down upon me, Jesus. You gotta help me make a stand. You just got to see me through another day. My body's aching and my time is at hand. I won't make it any other way. Oh, I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you again. My mind to an easy time, my back turned towards the sun. Lord knows when the cold wind blows, it'll turn your head around. Well, there's hours of time on the telephone line to talk about things to come. Sweet dreams and flying machines in pieces on the ground. Oh, I've seen fire and I've seen rain. Seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you, baby, one more time again now. Thought I'd see you one more time again. There's just a few things coming my way this time around now. Thought I'd see you, thought I'd see you far away now.
Something in your eyes makes me wanna lose myself. Makes me wanna lose myself in your arms. There's something in your voice that makes my heart beat fast. Hope this feeling lasts the rest of my life. If you knew how lonely my life has been, and how long I've been so alone. And if you knew how I wanted someone to come along and change my life the way you've done. It feels like home to me. It feels like home to me. It feels like I'm all the way back where I come from. It feels like home to me. It feels like home to me. It feels like I'm all the way back where I belong. A window breaks down a long dark street, and a siren wails in the night. But I'm alright, 'cause I have you here with me. And I can almost see through the dark there
Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back your. There's a time that I remember when I did not know no pain, when I believed in forever and everything would stay the same. Now my heart feel like December when somebody say your name. Cause I can't reach out to call you, but I know I will one day. Yeah. Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. Yeah, yeah. But everything gon' be alright. Gonna raise a glass and say, hey. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back your. Memories bring back your. There's a time that I remember when I never felt so lost, and I felt all of the hatred was too powerful to stop. And my heart feel like an ember, and it's lighting up the dark. I'll carry these torches for you, and you know I'll never drop. Yeah. Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. Yeah, yeah. But everything gon' be alright. Gonna raise a glass and say, hey. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back your. Memories bring back your. Memories bring back your. Memories bring back your.
It's gorgeous. All right, we're going to hear from Lynn now. Lynn Revisi.
We've gotten a lot of emails and messages about Bruce, and I'd just like to read one of them to start with. It's a poem written by Cheryl Hollander. We come not to bury Bruce, but to praise him and celebrate his life. Bruce was a true road warrior in search of a better planet, a better life, a better everything. But in his heart, he was always there to take care of his family, who loved him well. Bruce was strong. He had a runner's body that ran on oxygen. He gave his oxygen for the cause of helping people. This man was a spirit that simply outgrew the body he inhabited. He meant to leave sooner, but he stayed for those who loved him. Sorry. We say farewell to Bruce as he sheds his mortal coil and flies off to his next destiny. He was not a man of small things, and we shall see him again. All our love, goodbye for now, our dear friend. We who loved you were blessed. Shalom. That's just the beginning, okay? I can do this. Well, Bruce and I met as fresh 20-somethings in New York City. Life was just beginning. We were young with long futures ahead. I practiced. Now here we are at the end of the road. A road that seemed to pass in a day or at most in a year. It's at moments like this that we look back and remember the good times we spent together. Bruce was kind, calm, and had the ability to grant everyone the gift of being who they are. He wasn't critical or demanding that people conform to his way of thinking. He was happy to let them follow his own path, their own paths. His ability as a salesman is almost legend. You heard a little bit about that. He started out in a business called Loftcraft on 20th Street in New York City. There he peddled the fine handcrafted platform beds, loft beds, and the pride of the company called the Sleep Box. It was a white Formica cube. It is funny. It had its sides and ceilings cut out, and the customer was able to customize it with mirrors, plants, shelving, stereos, anything that they could think of. Now, when a customer walked into Loftcraft, the staff would look up from their paperwork and drop into a hushed anticipation as Bruce came out of his office to greet them. They would watch with awe and certainty as Bruce would just not let go until he made a sale to the unsuspecting passerby who was just browsing. Soon he earned the handle of Bulldog Bruce. Those were the days when we lived with 6 or 7 people in one apartment. The New York apartments had huge rooms with lofty ceilings. We never felt crowded or thought of sharing our space as a burden. We lived together as many young people do. One of our best friends and roommates, Debbie Kagan Murray, told this story. She said, "I loved Bruce like a brother. Years ago in the 70s, Bruce and Lynn were my roommates for some years in New York City. Lynn and I were on staff. Lynn was busy helping people, and Bruce was bringing home the bacon for his wife and his future. Bruce was nothing but a pleasure to live with. He was a very stabilizing person for me in my life. He was smart, honest, savvy, a great dresser, had great shoes, funny and all around, a cool dude in a loose mood. He had such a dry sense of humor, and his timing was perfect in his communication. One of his jobs was that he was in charge of paying the bills in the large apartment we shared on 98th Street. It was a wonderful time. A classic Bruce move as the bill payer of the electricity bill was the fact that he divided the bill by 5 people, and each of us had to pay equally for the bill. But he also charged us for the stamp that he had bought. We each paid 3 cents. I joked about that to him for all the time we lived together. But he taught me to save money, so that was good. He was my financial guru. Bruce was very productive, very industrious at his work and his viewpoint in life. He is one of my many good friends and always will be. The last time I saw Bruce was in Clearwater, and it was wonderful. We caught up and he made my day. I am sad and also relieved that now Bruce can be free to start again. With all the knowledge he has and life that he's lived, I'm sure I'll meet up with him again. My love to Bruce's family and close friends, from Debbie." So, as businesses ebb and flow, so did ours. We moved to Connecticut, where Bruce started selling real estate. He had a partner, Peter Boyne. Bruce got the revolutionary and innovative idea to, instead of waiting for the client to come to him, he would find out which companies were moving into the fast-growing city, and on his own dime, he would fly out and meet them in their homes. He would astound a couple in Cleveland or Las Vegas by appearing in their living room and displaying the listings available that would suit their family and their needs. The clients, duly impressed, signed on with him. They didn't have a chance. And when moving time came, they had a seamless transition into their new homes. This is what his real estate partner, Peter, said about him. "Bruce, we worked together for more than 10 years. We created a thriving real estate business. We prospered together. Together we formed a partnership few could rival. How many could state that not once did they argue with their partners during these formative years? Not many, but we can. Bruce was my friend, my compatriot, my protege. He was a listener, and this was also his greatness. He would listen to your needs, your wants, your ambitions. In doing so, one could readily trust the sincerity of this man. He was a man of the highest principles. He was a man for all seasons. You will be missed, Bruce Posner." Now, in the late 80s, we relocated to California. Bruce again made his mark as a stellar salesman. He sold business management consulting to doctors. The idea was that doctors spent many years and a small fortune perfecting their clinical skills but hadn't a clue about how to manage their practices. Year after year, he was the top salesman in his sector. The first year, he beat out the second placer, by $2 million. Very soon, he earned the nickname of none other than Bulldog Bruce. A coincidence? I think not. Some of his co-workers said, "Bruce Posner, my friend." Bruce swayed into my office for the first time in 1992, generating an authentic smile that instantly created high interest and open curiosity. We had a great first conversation. Bruce is one of those beings with a feeling that hits your space just like a warm front of weather, much in advance of meeting him. It was no struggle nor effort becoming a close working teammate with him. Bruce elevated me. He gave and continued to give meaning for what I was doing for the team and for him. Moreover, I found when meeting or taking his 2 a.m. calls or confirming his next set of travel, his spirit of play permeated the moment. I hope to see him again soon. He's a great spirit and a good friend. And by the way, what they're talking about and what Alan touched on, every week he would have 3, 4, and 5 total strangers that he'd fly to see. They never met him before. 90% of the time he'd walk away with anywhere from $10,000 to $75,000 to $100,000.
Wow.
And that is for 24 years. So every week, not just one. All right, another salesman in this company said, "I learned many life lessons about people from Bruce who had a relaxed attitude towards existence that made people comfortable and calm. His wisdom touched many people's lives and we are all the better for it." And that was Murray Marvin. Now, Barbara and Kevin Wilson wrote this. They own a sister company called Sterling Management. Bruce worked there briefly. Bruce helped countless people get connected to L. Ron Hubbard's administration tech, and many of those went on to receive much personal happiness. Not many people on this planet can say they did such a thing, really only a handful. He was one of the best closers our company has ever had. And as you know, he then did the same for his sister company and was their mainstay for many, many years. Barbara and I extend our sincere condolences and we wish Bruce a rapid return. Now, our boss was named Larry Silver, and we worked with him for decades, and here's what he said. "Bruce and I worked together for many, many years. Not only were we teammates in our day-to-day work life, we became best friends. He was one of the best persons I ever worked with, and he was truly a special person. It was his constant desire to do the best and be the best producer he could be for our company and his own personal pride and integrity. Simply stated, he was an awesome being, somebody you could always count on, and one of the few people I know who wanted to and could carry our company on his shoulders. It's a true joy to have worked with him and have been mutual best friends. I miss him, but truly hope to see him again in the future." But most of all, he loved his family. We often spoke of to the times when our boys were little, how cute they were, what fun they had, their toys and their haircuts, and their misdeeds. We shared so much. Our nanny, who worked with us for a few years, wrote this. "Dear Judd and Ryan, I'm so sorry to hear about your dad. I have such fabulous memories of you two when you were young, and your father was an enormous part of that. He will forever be my favorite dust salesman from Biffle." Now that was his dream that became famous. He dreamed about selling even in his sleep, and he was selling dust on a planet named Biffle. So she won't forget that. I still wish I had such awesome dreams. "I will never forget his impressive familiarity with New York City. I swear he could see a nondescript city block in a movie or television show and identify it with pinpoint accuracy. Or his city boy assertions that squirrels were just the country version of rats, and that rock fence was a term that was interchangeable with stone wall. You guys probably don't get that, but it's not. I still walk into the yard near sunset and think, time to go inspect the North 40, which he always said, after he got off the train from New York. I remember visiting the Loftcraft showroom and stifling my laughter on the train ride home from there as your father snoozed and nearly cuddled up to the stranger in the adjacent seat, his head nodding perilously close to the man's shoulder. At least he had his eyes closed. So many times I was talking to him at home only to realize he hadn't heard a word I said, but was sleeping with his eyes open. I also remember his referring to some overcooked dinner result as a meteorite, which still makes me laugh. I don't know how that could have happened. And playing an antique version of Dungeons and Dragons. I never got past level 1. Just so many wonderful memories. I'll never forget Bruce or the wonderful times we shared. My heart goes out to you all. Our children were the reason he was a bulldog. Our kids were his purpose in life. He was the rock around which the rest of the family revolved. He made sure to provide the best for our kids, and he loved them like no other. After our divorce, we were able to maintain such a close relationship because of his love for the boys. Every phone call and conversation from the day the first child was born until the day before he died, he asked how the boys were doing, what were they up to, and made sure they were okay. I always filled him in on his son's latest girlfriends or wives or grandkids' activities, and he couldn't get enough. Even on his deathbed, he asked, what's next, when looking at them. We will have to go on. It won't be easy without you, Bruce, but we'll do our best. And we'll never forget your kindness, your sense of humor, and your hard work. Thank you for all you've done for us. From the deepest parts of our hearts and souls, we all know we are better for having known you. Sadly for all of us, you have to leave us now. We will miss you terribly, but know that you will bring joy to others soon. That's all. Thank you.
If anyone needs to adjust into the shade or anything like that, we can do that now if you want.
Should we move the tent?
Yeah. You want? It's up to you.